Beryl is not only affecting people in the south, the remnants could bring us a bunch of rain as well, which Scott is tracking for us. Scott.
That's right, Teresa. That appears to be the case as we move through tonight and much of the day on Wednesday. Some wet and windy weather expected here in West Michigan. You can see that we have mostly cloudy skies now over the Gerald R. Ford International Airport, where the temperature is at 80 degrees. The dew point is in the upper 60s and may touch 70 as we go through this afternoon as we have increasing humidity. As we go through the next few hours, if you're planning to head out to lunch or take care of some errands, it looks like things should stay dry. We'll start to open the door to some isolated showers and storms around Grand Rapids as we get past 5 o'clock this afternoon, and then we'll have a continuation of the rain through much of the day tomorrow. So yesterday we were talking about the track of this system. There is an increasing likelihood that this is going to be traveling through West Michigan, the remnants of Hurricane Beryl. North of I-96, it appears that we'll pick up between 1 and 2 inches of rain. Meanwhile, further south of I-96, there could be as much as 2 to 4 inches. Some localized amounts of 6 inches of rain. So really getting dumped on with that heavy precipitation. There could be some localized flooding as a result of that, and just a reminder, never drive through flooded roads. That's incredibly dangerous. There's a look at our flood watch then. Again, that's going to last from tonight until 8 o'clock in the evening on Wednesday. You can see that that covers nearly all of West Michigan, some exceptions as you move further north toward Fremont and Big Rapids, where the accumulations won't be quite as great. But even still, make sure that you're prepared for the onset of this heavy rain. As you can see that continuing to blanket portions of Missouri into Illinois and Indiana as that continues to rise further north toward West Michigan. Let's turn the page now to Futurecast. It shows at 5 o'clock this afternoon, points south of I-96, starting to pick up on some isolated thunderstorms and some rain. And it looks like that rain will just continue to build in from south to north, leading through tonight. That'll be happening along the edge of a warm front boundary extended off of Hurricane Beryl. There you can see as we go through the day tomorrow, we'll still have that rain with us. And it looks like we'll have a continuation of the precipitation until tomorrow night. Finally, at about 10, 11 o'clock, it looks like this area of rain is going to travel away to the northeast. But until then, pretty constant wet weather. To the southeast of Grand Rapids, that's where the heaviest totals are anticipated. Portions of Calhoun County stretching northeast toward Lansing. Some spots inside of that purple zone on your screen could receive as much as about 6 inches, 5.5 in Sturgis, getting 1.5 inches in Allegan. And again, as you move further north, the amounts won't be quite as great, but still a pretty heavy soaking, 1.5 inches of rain in Greenville and getting about 0.7 of an inch in Muskegon. Here's the model spread for precipitation totals in Grand Rapids, ranging between 1.5 inches and 2.5 inches. So again, really looks to be a lot of rain coming our way soon. The rain builds in through tonight. We will have that from south to north with a low temperature of 64 degrees. And tomorrow a high of only 70. It's also going to be rather windy as we experience the remnants of Hurricane Beryl. Again, northerly gusts up to 30 miles per hour. It'll be cooler, but still very humid, of course, as we contend with all of that rain. Drying things out some as we get into the weekend, warming up as it looks like highs will jump to about 90 degrees heading through next Sunday and Monday as we introduce some more storm chances. Teresa?